Hello, welcome back to the Yarn and Yarns YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Angela and all of the places you can find me should be linked in the description box below this video. Most often on the channel, you'll find me chatting about my adventures in all of the fibre related things, knitting, crochet, spinning and sometimes a little bit of weaving too. I do also pop up the odd video about journaling and reading books, but yeah, mostly it's fibre related shenanigans here on the channel. Yeah, if you're not subscribed and you enjoy the video, I would love for you to subscribe to the channel. And if you do enjoy the video and wish to support the channel in any way, you'll find links to my Ko-fi and my Patreon page below this video too. I have what I think will probably be a relatively short video in the scheme of things. I'm going to do an unboxing today, and I don't usually do this type of video. In all honesty, I don't purchase a whole lot of things at the moment. I have got a healthy stash of yarn and fibre, so I'm trying to restrict the amount of new things that come into my possession here in my little craft attic. However, I have recently been on a little bit of a splurge and I've treated myself to some new spindles. So I thought I might do a few short unboxing videos as those spindles arrive. And then also at the end of the video, I think I'll probably take the new spindles for a whirl. So you'll also get to share with me the first time that I'm spinning on these lovely new fibre tools that I have treated myself to. Right, okay, so I've already flashed this box. So in here I have a brand new to me spindle. And I've taken it out of the sort of mailing envelope, the plastic, but I have not yet opened the box, and I'm going to do that for the first time on camera. If you've been watching the channel this year, you'll know that I am really on a spinning kick at the moment, and one thing that I have been really enjoying this year is practicing and trying to improve my technique with support spindles. I purchased a couple towards the end of last year or the beginning of this year, and I'm really enjoying just spending time in the evening spinning away on my support spindles, trying to improve the yarn that I produce on those spindles. So I have treated myself to a couple of new spindles recently, and this is the first one that has arrived. I have had my eye on some beautiful glass tip spindles, but unfortunately they're a little bit out of my budget at the moment, but I will save and purchase one of those eventually to add to my beautiful spindle collection. But for now, I managed to find a resin tip spindle, which kind of sort of echoes that glass tip spindle. So I've purchased this from a Polish maker. They're called Alchemy Storage or Alchemist Storage, over on Etsy. I'll put a link below. They sell all sorts of things and they have spindles occasionally. So yeah, that's what I have in the box today. So let's open it up and see what it looks like. I don't have a huge amount of space for sort of recording these top-down shots, so I realise this angle's probably not quite ideal, but it's what we're working with. So actually I'm going to turn this box around, so I'm going to open it back to front because I think that will give you the best view of what's in the box. So let's, oh, I've got the box upside down, that doesn't help, does it? So let's open it up and check out what's inside. Oh wow, oh okay, fantastic. I wasn't expecting to receive fibre, and there are three beautiful colours, yellows and greens, that are kind of help protecting the spindle as it's on its travels. So yeah, I wasn't expecting that at all. And also, oh, there's a lovely pair of earrings in here too. They're really pretty cats. So there, that's the card, Alchemist Storage. So yeah, beautiful little free gift there. And the fibres, I'm just having a dig around underneath to see if there's no sort of packaging slip, so I can't tell you what the fibres are. They feel probably not merino soft, they feel a little bit more sort of sturdy, more sticky than that. But yeah, that will be lots of fun to add to my fibre stash and play around with those. But of course, the spindle is the main event. So as you can see, as I mentioned, it is a resin tip spindle and it has this beautiful flower encased in the tip of the spindle. Now, I'm not sure how well I'm going to be able to sort of show you that on camera. You can see the colours of the fibre reflecting through the clear resin there. But I will pop in a shot, a sort of close up of the spindle, and oh, it's absolutely beautiful. It has this sort of mottled wood shaft. Unfortunately, the listing I don't think said which woods this was made out of, but yeah, it's absolutely beautiful. And I am intrigued to see how this is going to spin. It's got quite a long shaft compared to some of my other supported spindles, so I wonder how I will get on with that. But yeah, absolutely gorgeous. I think we should move over the other side of the room. I'm going to sit in my other chair and we'll take this for a spin. Oh, this is my first time twirling this spindle, and wow, that spins beautifully. It's just on my hand. You can see that is going for a decent twirl. Let's grab some fibre and try and make some yarn. I've got my beautiful spindle to take for a whirl, and I am going to use this with this spindle cup, and this cup is from Kerry Spindles here in the UK. It has a sort of resin insert into the sort of bowl, and this is designed so that you kind of clasp this between your legs, and then you have your bowl from which to spin from. So I'm going to give this combination a whirl and see how we get on with that. This is not my favourite spinning bowl. I wanted to buy it to try out. However, when I'm spinning in the evenings, I'm most often sitting on the floor cross-legged. So there's not an easy way to kind of clasp this when I'm cross-legged, but because I'm sat up in the chair, then I thought I'd give this a try. And as for fibre, I'm not going to start with the fibre in the box. That looks like combed top, which is fibre where sort of like all of the fibres are aligned and going in the same direction. And the last spin that I did on my supported spindles was from combed top. There's no reason you can't use these support spindles to spin combed top. However, combed top makes for the best worsted yarn, and a support spindle is great for long draw spinning, which is more of a woolen technique. So for starting a new spin, which I hope this will turn into, I've actually pulled some rolags out of my fibre stash, which are sort of better suited for the long draw spinning technique. So in my stash I have these amazing rolags, which I have been hoarding for quite some time. They were from Spindles and Stitches, and these were part of the Tits Out collective, which you might remember was a thing that was organised by I believe Countess Blaze, if I remember rightly, a couple of years ago. Lots of makers got on board and raised a phenomenal amount of money for charity. So yeah, these were some rolags that I purchased back then. I've actually already dipped into this bag. I think I sent a rolag or two from this pack over to my dear friend Caroline as part of her Advent calendar. Like, we did a little swap. So yeah, I don't quite have 100 grams of these left. So this is merino 23 micron count, which is quite nice and fine. So I am going to liberate one of these from the packaging, and we're going to give this rolag a whirl on the new spindle. I had to abandon my plans of sitting in the comfy chair over on the other side of the room. I also had to take my love note off because I'm struggling to get a good sort of light situation going on here where everything's not blowing out. My hands are still quite blown out, but hopefully we can make this work. This is the kind of best that I can do for now. So it's only meant to be just a sort of quick fun video to share my first attempts at spinning on this spindle. So yeah, hopefully the light situation can be forgiven. Okay, so yeah, this spindle is spinning beautifully in the bowl. This is not the ideal setup for using this bowl. I'm having to kind of clasp it between my legs in a slightly awkward angle because I'm sat cross-legged, but we're gonna give it a go and see what we can do. So I always find that getting started is the hardest part. I was trying to be fancy and start spinning on the spindle, but that's not doing the trick. So I'm just going to add a little bit of twist into the end of my fibre just by hand, which is how I often get started. And then I'm going to wrap that around the tip of the spindle a few times, get that secured in, and hopefully that will give us a good base from which to start. Yeah, that's going to be okay. Right, so these rolags have been in my stash for a little while, so they're probably slightly compacted. So yeah, they're not drafting out as easily as I would like. So I might do a bit of pre-drafting as we go, but we're getting yarn, that's the main thing. So I think I'm going to pull this out slightly, pre-draft the rolag a bit. Here we go, let's get going. So I'm giving the spindle a flick and then I'm just pulling out my yarn. And then once that's got a nice bit of strength in, I'm moving that down and twisting it onto the spindle. And this spindle is spinning beautifully for a first attempt. I am really happy with how this is spinning. I'm not the most proficient at spinning on a support spindle. This is something that I've only been doing for a few months and I'm still trying to get to grips with techniques and things. I tend to do almost like a park and draft for my supported spindle rather than a sort of continuous spin. Whoops. I've seen lots of folks who can sort of set their spindle spinning, leave it spinning while they're drafting, but I tend to have to build up a bit of spin before I draft out my yarn. So it's almost like, as I say, you would do if you were doing the park and draft with a drop spindle. But I'm sure my technique will improve over time. So yeah, I think I'm just going to sit and spin for a while. See if I can show you a few different camera angles. Right, I've got a good amount of yarn built up on the top of my spindle there. So I think I'm going to just, oops, I have split my fibre. I'm going to move that down the shaft of the spindle before I carry on. So I'm just butterflying it around my fingers till we get back to the beginning. Going to push that down the shaft and start winding my cot proper. Colours in this rolag are just beautiful. There's hot pinks and oranges, purples, bits of yellow. This is going to be a really fun yarn, I think. So there we go, a quick unboxing and a quick first spin on this lovely resin spindle from Alchemist Storage, as a company out of Poland. I've never purchased from them before, but I'm very happy with my purchase. It's spinning up lovely, and I have got plenty more of this Rolag to go, and plenty more Rolags in the bag to spin through. So yeah, the start of a lovely new spin. Hope you have enjoyed this quick video. The lighting wasn't the best, so apologies for that, but hopefully you've been able to enjoy the video nonetheless. I'll be back again with more videos soon, so I hope you will join me for the next one, but until we do get to spend time together again, I hope you get to do some of the things that you enjoy. Great big woolly hugs to you all. Bye for now.